Sonic Frontiers Final Horizon update brought a ton of new content, including things I didn't expect. The biggest addition is the ability to play as Sonic's friends, Amy, Knuckles, and Tails, and free roam on a redesigned island. New platforms and towers have been added, and while they were challenging, they weren't too hard. Maybe a bit too hard. I actually had fun tackling them. Since we had different playable characters, each came with their own skill tree to unlock. To do that, you need skill points, and to earn those points, you would have to complete platforming challenges designed for each character. Knuckles' platforms are marked red, Tails are yellow, and Amy's are pink. At the end of each, you collect skill points from Cocos to upgrade your abilities. Story-wise, not much was added, except for a redesigned final fight from the base game, which was actually pretty fun. We got to see Super Sonic 2, or whatever you would call that version, and some of his moves were just cold, especially the one that felt like an Ultra Instinct moment. The only thing I wish they included was the actual skins of Amy, Knuckles, and Tails instead of their cyber-corrupted versions. But overall, it was a solid and enjoyable DLC. I had a blast completing the platforming challenges and maxing out each character's skill tree. Now let's dive into the combat and traversal mechanics for each character. Starting with Amy, you have cards at your disposal for both combat and traversal. You can hit enemies and objects with them, float using the cards, and even parry with the hammer. Once you get max rings, you can use the card spin boost to speed around the island and drift, which is surprisingly fun. Knuckles was really interesting with his heat powers, which he uses in both combat and traversal. When you have max rings, his boost turns into a drill spin that destroys everything in its path. Plus, with max rings, you can literally fly around the island. If you're not at max rings, you can still glide, but you will lose speed and height the longer you glide. For Tails, I was surprised by the traversal. Combat-wise, nothing too serious, just throwing some wrenches. But for traversal, you could glide with your tail for a short time before coming back down. The real surprise comes when you reach max rings. You get a cyclone that lets you fly around the island, skipping most platforms, which is great if they're tough. Plus, with max rings, you can use the cyclone cannon, which shoots a high-powered beam. It's awesome. I wish there was more opportunity to use that cannon. That wraps it up for the characters. For me, the real highlight of the Final Horizon update was the addition of the characters and their skill trees, and I'm grateful we got the chance to play as them. Now I want to hear from you. What did you think of the last Horizon update for Sonic Frontiers? Let me know in the comments.